MOP, we got to talk about a little bit of rugby and congrats to the South Africans for winning their second consecutive Rugby World Cup. Bit of a lackluster game, I thought, in terms of entertainment, but it was very close, 12-11 against the All Blacks, and an interesting red card deciding that one. Yeah. But our MOP goes to Eddie Jones.
Yes.
Eddie Jones, who was getting the media to stop hounding him and just put his trust in his plan for the Wallabies and for the ARU and the long-term plan moving forward, yada, yada, yada. Second year of a 4 or 5 year contract.
Yeah.
The World Cup happened.
Did he make 2 years?
We lost, I don't know, it was about 18 months.
Yeah.
We lost to Fiji. It was just over. Beautiful people. Very happy about beating the Wallabies in the World Cup. Didn't get out of the group stage. First time ever. Yep. And what does Eddie do? He pisses off to Japan.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure if he officially taken that Japan job. That was the rumour.
I think the writing is on the wall.
Yeah, that he was going to go back to coaching Japan after what I think went Japan, England to Australia, now back to Japan for his racing career. After, of course, coaching Australia to a World Cup victory, didn't he? In 99 or 98, whatever that was.
My rugby's not that good.
Yeah. The last time Australia was good at rugby. But, yeah, so he has quit, as we said, before, I guess, completing the job. It was interesting, some of his comments talking about what his vision was, his plan was, and there wasn't really support for that with Rugby Australia, and they wouldn't be able to see what he wanted to do or deliver. So he, it was like, oh, fuck it, I'm out. I think, probably a lot's changed since the last time we coached Australia in rugby, and there was a lot more scrutiny and social media around it, which you can clearly see that he probably wasn't prepared for or had the capability to handle. So whether that played into it a little bit as well, that he couldn't just focus on the rugby and focus on what he wanted to do, it'd be interesting. I did think it was interesting. He kind of pointed that, he basically said Rugby Australia has no future. There's no future in the game they don't have the resources to be able to sustain, be competitive for what his vision is of making that team competitive. So he was just fucked off. But I guess as casuals that kind of follow rugby and see where rugby is in this country and how it's going, maybe he's not too far off the mark on that point.
Well, yeah, I don't think he spoke that far out of line, but given the press conference and getting stuck into the media that were asking legitimate questions like, why are you leaving out the likes of Michael Hooper? Even if he does have to miss the first 1 or 2 games.
Going very young, leading into World Cup.
Yeah, and he was talking about trust the process, the long-term plan.
Yeah, we might struggle this World Cup, blood the
which
guys,
is what
get
happened.
Experience, and then we'll come, 4 years later down the track, we'll be ready for it.
Mate, we speak a lot about it on this podcast. We are leagueies. We don't know a whole lot about rugby, so take what we say with a grain of salt. But from the outside looking in, it looks like an absolute hot mess, and this is just the nail in the ARU's coffin. Hope that they can turn it around. I believe the next Rugby World Cup's in Australia, so have got 4 years to turn things around. That will help, surely. A bit more public interest, perhaps.
Hopefully,
hopefully.
But I've from the rugby fans we talk to, the hardcores, and they're just like, once Australia was out there, they're just. The interest kind of died away, and they're focused on other things.
I was on Fiji, and then kind of dutted by the ref against England. England went through. 2027 is in Australia, and Eddie Jones was the coach of that runner-up in 2003, the Johnny Wilkinson game. So. Look, wish him all the best, whatever he does moving forward. All accounts will be returning to Japan. He did have a 4-year tenure there back between 2012 and 2015. But rugby, hot mess in Australia for the foreseeable future.